Hello to all my real estate kings and queens. I'm bringing this emergency video today because it is happening. Do you feel that tingle in your toes, in your butt, in your fingers? Well, it is not your high blood pressure. It is time for some changes in the real estate market. So this week the Feds had a meeting, and I'm not going to talk about the specifics of that meeting. You guys are free to go research that yourself, but I can talk about the effects that is currently happening in real estate, specifically talking about the interest rates. I literally, sorry, my millennial is saying literally, I had a client yesterday who called me because they had some questions about they're buying down the rate. You know, their house is about to close. They were just kind of talking to me pros and cons about should they buy the rate down, and just really some really high end conversation. And that morning they had received a quote to buy down the rate to 2.6 or 2.5 or something for $5,600 around there. So after we had a long conversation, we figured out what's the best said. By the freaking afternoon, 2 or 3 o'clock, that quote was no longer valid. It was now over $6,000 for them to buy down to the same rate it's going. I've been in the industry for 8 years, and I've seen interest rates go up and down, and I've kind of see not only what happens to the market, but I see what happens to buyers' mindset. So I'm here to talk about what I think is going to happen. So that being said, if you really boil this down, really boil down to, what do you boil? Eggs. If you get this egg and you really boil it, put a little salt on it, but not too much because you want to keep your sodium levels nice and low. Interest rates going up, boiled down, all that really means is that the monthly payment goes up for folks. Or in other words, what they qualify for will go down to maintain the same monthly payment. What do I mean? Well, let me show you, Chili Bean. Here I am in my favorite mortgage calculator. Now, first of all, bankrate.com. Why have you not called me? I have featured you guys so much. You need to call me right now and sponsor me. You don't have to give me money. I like tacos. I like nice low sodium snacks, whatever you got, but just send me something, okay? Some flowers at least, or edible arrangements. Okay, let's just keep it nice and easy. Let's say you're buying a house for $400K because you're a baller and you deserve it. You're putting down 5% down. And let's just assume your interest rate you're being quoted was about, 2.8, because that's what usually I'm seeing now. Not necessarily, maybe about 3%, okay? Okay, so we're going to keep all the homeowners insurance, property tax, whatever. We're leaving that alone. We're specifically focusing on just the rate itself. That payment is $1,931. Now, if the interest rate goes up a quarter point, your payment goes up $49. So let's just round it up to $50. Now, $50 a month. Now, here's the magic number, okay? It's not necessarily true every single time, but most of the time it's about the true. If you're pre-approved for $350,000 and your monthly payment is $1,500, just throwing it out there. If you go up to $360 or you add another $10,000, how much does that add to your monthly payment? Of course, factoring in, I'm sure it's a lot more detailed and it'll be an exact number, but I've seen about $50 to be true every single time. So essentially, $10,000 equates to $50 of your monthly payment. Once again, can vary state to state, price range, about the same. So if this rule is true, a quarter point of interest is going to remove, in order for people to maintain the same monthly payment, $10,000 from their purchase price amount. Right now, if you're looking in a house in Phoenix, Arizona for under $400,000, that's a 4-bedroom. Let's go 3-bedroom. We don't need that extra bedroom. Come on. 3 bedrooms with a pool. You have 83 options. Now, if this interest rate does go up a quarter point, then you're only able to qualify for $390 to maintain that same payment. 83 options goes down to 62, about 19, 21, give or take. Math isn't great on the spot. I apologize. So the question is, does losing those $10,000 really affect you as a home buyer? $10,000 isn't going to really make or break it. Now, maybe if you're let's say 300,000 is a rough price range right now for anyone. 5 houses, right? If you go down to 290, 5 goes down to 2. So it does affect it if you're in those lower price ranges, but odds are you probably shouldn't have been maxing out anyway, so it won't really affect it that much, okay? So the question then becomes, well, Javier, what happens if it goes to 3.5? Now, obviously it was about $50, so I'm going to assume it's going to be about $100 if I go to 3.5, a little more than $100, okay? So The thing that happens here is, yes, we're only looking at $100, which remember, $10,000 equals 50, so it's about $20,000 of increase that happens to your essentially your decrease, to your purchase price to keep the same monthly payment. Over the life of the loan, it is worth noting you are going to pay definitely a lot more interest. Like if you look at this 3.5 compared to 3.0, over the life of the loan, you've end up paying $235. If it goes down to zero, you only pay $196, so you save about $35,000, $40,000 of taxes. So we're not talking about that. It is always smarter to try to keep that interest rate nice and low. I will give you that. So get off my back, please. Will you please get off my back? So $100 decreases your purchase price by $20,000. So same situation. If those people that were looking for $400,000, okay, there are 83 houses. Well, the interest rates go up. They can only qualify for 380 now. 83 goes down to 51. Now we're closer to that 30 number. Now we're getting a little more serious. Those that qualified for 350, right? They only had 20 options. Now they are going down to 8. So it's starting to affect people a little more. Now you probably have to take away the pool or something to make sure to be able to get back to those. Well, actually, removing the pool, you probably don't need a pool anymore because it has a lot more houses. It doesn't really affect, it does affect, it does decrease the buying power of buyers in this market. And there is something to be said that will definitely adjust things, but that's not going to have a massive impact. Like this is going to bust everything open. I think what happens is there's something psychologically that happens with people when they see that rate goes up. And it's true with anything. I've seen this happen so many times. When that interest rate was 3%, it goes up to 3.1 or 3.2. It hurts, but people are like, whatever. It is what it is. And they just move forward. If an interest rate's at 3 and people see it be 3.5, it's the end of the world. It is. Just really think about it. If you're looking to buy and you could wait and you see that rate's at 3.5, what are you going to say? I think I'm just going to wait a few months to see if it goes back down. What I think will happen, because I've seen this happen, is the buyer's mindset's going to really be impacted if the rates continue to go up. Odds are is you will start seeing more news reports about interest rates going up. 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and it might slowly start going up. And yes, it might not really affect the buying power of people, but will really gradually change is the buyer's mindset. People are going to start freaking out. And if you hear the news media start chatting about the mortgage rates are high interest rate, oh, John, what do you think? Oh, no, I'm a loser. Then you're going to really have to start focusing on some things. Okay. So look, check this out. Okay. Back here to my screen. There's currently 7,600 houses in the market in Phoenix. This is crazy. It's been at 4,000 or 5,000. It's like really insane. There's 9,000. We're almost at a month's worth of inventory. It's been almost a year, 2 years since I've seen this. Okay, so inventory is rising. So we're almost at that precipice where things are just kind of starting to like balance. Not necessarily complete shift of buyers, but it's starting to get a little less crazy. If the media starts talking about it, if rates continue to get closer to that mid-3 range, then we're going to start seeing a slowdown of purchases. And that's where you should take advantage of it. What, you thought I was going to tell you to wait until the market drops? Listen, remember I told you $10,000 equals $50. Okay, people right now are having to offer $40,000, $60,000 more to get a house. Okay, if you offer let's say you qualified for $1,800, you offered $40,000 more on a price that you saw. That payment is now no longer $1,800. It is now $2,000. Okay, 2,000 smackaroos. If the media starts talking about that rates do go up, I guarantee you there are going to be a lot of people that just say, "Oh, I'm going to wait." And the only people that are actually buying are the ones that are truly motivated. And that is going to be your chance to strike. You might be able to find a house that you won't have to offer like 40, 50K on. Yes, your rate's going to be slightly higher, and odds are it might be quoted to you higher, but once you're in a contract, it might actually simmer down a bit. But your monthly payment will actually end up being cheaper because you don't have to spend 40, 50, 60K more. But for those who are genuinely needing to buy, and like I've told you for the last 2 years, buy only if you need to and hold long term. If it goes up or down, who cares? As long as you can afford the monthly payment, you'll be fine. And a lot of those that the housing market crash, they're waiting for something. They don't really understand that, some of us have families and we want to own where we live and we want to afford the monthly payment. And right now to rent, it's probably more expensive. So we're just going to buy and we're going to hold for long term and hope it works out. Right. So for those people that are like that, that's going to be your chance to take opportunity and try to get something done. Now, obviously, continue to try looking. Don't just stop and hope, because all this could be pointless and nothing might never happen. But for those who are waiting for that opportunity, that's a chance to strike. And for those who are waiting for things to crash, who knows what might happen. But I am hopeful to see the interest rates going up. I know it sucks for buyers. I'm so sorry. Don't hate my video, but it's going to end up being really favorable for everybody. So, and of course, if you're looking for an agent referral, links below. Also, I go live on Twitch every day, 11 to 1 p.m. It's subject to change. Follow the Discord and the Twitch and all kinds of things. All the links are below. Just click that description and take a look. If you found any value in this video, I would really appreciate if you hit that like and subscription button. It really means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Watch out for that sodium level.